Hello everyone, I've got some killer gameplay from Dead by Daylight here. I said I would upload a video of the Pied Piper, me being the hillbilly defending the gens, showing how crucial it is to take out one of the middle gens around the school. Well, here this video, I have two tutorials really. The first one's the perk build and how to defend the gens so easily. And then the second tutorial will be how to double pip easily. First of all, here my perk build is I'm going to be using distressing. That makes my terror radius 22% larger, and I'm going to compare that perk with unnerving presence, which makes skill checks really difficult, and my terror radius. So combined with distressing and unnerving presence, it makes skill checks really hard. And my third perk then is going to be overcharge. So every time I kick a gen, I'm going to put a really small skill check on it. It's like hitting decisive strike every time, and it regresses the generator 5% if they don't hit that skill check, and it notifies me if their location that they're on my gen. And I also took Blood Warden just in case things didn't work out, but I may need a kill at the end of the game. I tried using Pop Goes the Weasel, but I felt Pop Goes the Weasel really didn't benefit me much at all. So that's the perk build I'm using, and you want to use the Pied Piper offering, because I think it's not the best map to do generator defense, but it's probably the second best. The best map for generator defense would be Backwater Swamp, Grim Pantry, but that's 50-50. There's two maps in that offering. You could either get the Grim Pantry or you could either get the Pale Rose, and if you get the Pale Rose, well, good luck trying to defend those gens. But anyway, we're playing the Pied Piper here, and my priority in this is it's not to chase every survivor you see. It's your gens is your priority. Don't worry about the gens at the back of the map. The only gens that you're concerned with here is in and around the school. There's a few different layouts that there can be each time, but the most common one is the one in this game, and it's the easiest to defend. Normally when I do this generator defense, it's always one gen left that I'm defending. Well, this time I've got two, and I'm super confident that I'm in total control, so I'm going to go easy on the survivors and give them a chance to maybe even double pip themselves. Not everyone will double pip, but everybody will pip, but maybe one or two, maybe two of them may double pip. Here's the gens here that I'm just going to defend. This one behind me, the one that I'm going to now, there's one inside the school in the bottom level, and then there's one at the back of the school. Really easy to defend these four gens. The other three gens that you can see there, they're just giveaway gens. I'm not really concerned with them. You just gotta keep patrolling, making sure that nobody completes one of these gens. Sooner or later, whenever all the other gens are done, they're gonna have to come in and try and work on these gens, and that's when you'll get your hooks and kills then. My accuracy with my swinging and my hammer wasn't the greatest in this game, but luckily the map suited me, and I'm in so much control with this perk build. I get my first hook early. When I play killer, I always try and spread the hooks about. I won't try and tunnel the same person. I'll try and get someone new in and put them in the hook. I will try and get 4 consecutive different hooks before I'll go back and hook someone the second time, providing I'm in control in the game. But my second tutorial then is how to easily double pip. If you want to double pip these days, you've got to max all your emblems. First of all, you're going to want to max your deviousness. That's using your special power. Here with the hillbilly, it's the chainsaw. I took a little bit of a chance here searching this house for so long. My priority is the gens, and luckily I could hear two of them in here, so I know there's the other two can't get a gen completed in that time. But if you play this game long enough, you know with the gen rush that two people can take down a gen really quickly. So always prioritize your gens. That guy there tried to stop the generator regressing it. If you're a survivor and the killer kicks the gen, well, that gen's going to regress all the way down to nothing over time. So he keeps touching it. He doesn't account that I have overcharge. It's like trying to hit decisive strike every time with compared with unnerving presence. But he keeps touching that gen. He's trying to stop that gen from regressing. And for double pipping these days, the scoring system changes all the time. Nowadays, in the old days when you got 4 kills, you just automatically double pip. Well, not no more. You're gonna have to prolong the game. You're gonna have to try and max out all emblems. I would urge any killer in this game that if you want to double pip, if you're in total control of the game's going really slow, there's lots of generators to do, well, that's the time you want to push for the double pip. You want to run around and you want to max your deviousness, and then you want to try and max your chaser by finding and letting survivors go. You want to max that, and then you want to move on then to your brutality, which is using your hammer. And when you max those 3, and with the strategy, it's going to be real tough for these guys to complete these gens. So I'm always going to max my destruction, which is kicking gens, breaking pallets. If I can max all those and kill maybe 2, maybe 3 people, you're guaranteed a double pip. And with this map layout and this perk build, I'm so in control in this map that I can just take my time and max out all my emblems, and by doing that, it's a 1-1 situation for every player. All the survivors are going to pip. Maybe 2 of them may even double pip. When you're checking that gen downstairs too, you want to go down the stairs a little bit, because you can't hear that gen getting operated on. Even with headphones on, you still have to go down the stairs a bit just to make sure. I've learnt that the hard way. And you always want to use the hillbilly for this strategy, because this chainsaw is really like a sports car. It can take you from gen to gen and double fast time over any other killer. Like I said, gens are my priority. Chasing that guy down, I'll catch up with him later. They've done all the fire gens and now they have to come in. I won't have any trouble finding them because I know they're going to be touching one of those 4 gens. I ain't even concerned with him. Those survivors are getting loads of great points by me letting them go. I think you get 700 boldness points for just being for escaping. So they're escaping. Everyone's maxing boldness points, and they're also maxing their lightbringer, because the game's gone on so long, they've touched so many gens that everybody will have max lightbringer, max boldness, and they're all guaranteed rank ups by doing this system. The ones that gets the most hook rescues and the most self-care kills which comes under the survival category. Well, I think those guys will double pip. But I'm just going to work with my chainsaw here. I'm just going to try and max out my deviousness first. And with time, the chaser emblem, that'll be the second one that'll max, and then I will just go to my brutality, which is the hammer. But I'm running distressing, and that gives bonus blood points and your deviousness. But I don't think that goes towards your double pip rank up. You'll see I'll max out my devious and I'm still using the chainsaw. That's because I really want to get that double pip. But just keep patrolling your gens, kicking them every time someone's touching them. I have my damage generator emblem quarter filled. With this perk build, it's really hard for these guys to complete the gen. If they have a gen almost completed, say like 75%, you can still regress it back to 0 by just going back and forth. And when I mean going back and forth, I don't mean going across the map, I mean like going like 5-10 feet away and then turning, coming straight back. Because when you kick it, it goes back 5%, and when they fail the skill check, it goes back another 5. And if you could just keep going back and forth like that, many times I've regressed a nearly completed gen right down to 0 in no time. It's a really good perk build, but you've got to have the right map. If you save up your Pied Piper offerings and you fancy trying to get a couple of double pips, well, even at the high ranks, that would be the time to use them. I always take Bloodwarden just in case you don't get the right map. You want a bit of insurance. All you have to do is down someone with Bloodwarden and wait till you see Bloodwarden becoming active. That tells you that the exit gate's open. Then hook that person, and then the auras of the survivors will show up at the gate. You could really get yourself another kill. But they aren't doing much in this game here, so I'm really in control and I'm really relaxed and just playing the patient game. I know this is a long video. People may say it's too long for a game of Dead by Daylight, but it's really down to these survivors to get the gens done. So if anyone's making this game long, it's really the survivors. But for making this game so long, I really do give them a chance. I'm just not slaughtering everybody after a long game, and it just wouldn't be right. You don't want to be tunnelling or hook camping in this strategy, because as soon as you hook someone, you want to get straight back to see if anyone's touched the gen. And if you want a double pip, you probably really need to hook. You probably really need it. Maybe 10 hooks, 9-10 hooks you would need. So you really want people to get the safe after hook so that you can hook them again. Normally I would try and hook everybody consecutively, but different people every time, but I couldn't find the nail, so this guy's getting a second hook. So easy to patrol this map. 4 gens really close by, and you can really keep an eye on what's going on. And you really do need the hellbilly for the strategy. The doctor's a good killer for doing it, but it's the chainsaw, how fast you can travel the map, that's the real key to the hellbilly being the master at this strategy. When I play Survivor, I always try and take out 1, maybe 2 of those gens. I don't like taking out gens at the corners of the map early on, because it's really making the map smaller. And once you see the killers hit one of your teammates, or he's chasing someone, if you're not anywhere near, you want to be trying to get in as a survivor and taking out one of those center gens rather than one of the far gens. You should be really... I've played many games where everybody's taking out the fire gens, and then this situation happens that the killer just patrols all gens so easily, and you just get picked off one by one. Lots of swinging and missing in this game. Brutality emblem is 3/4, and my chaser emblem is like 90%. And once you get there, I've maxed my chainsaw, but with that distressing, that gives the bonus points, and the deviousness, it only works out for blood points at the end of the game. It doesn't actually contribute to your double pip system, so I think I'll use a few more chainsaw hits just to really max that category. these guys are getting good points by me just striking them and then leaving them. Every time I find them and then leave them, they're getting good boldness points. And I know for sure that everyone will max boldness and light rigor in this game. Everybody now on the second hook just nails my last second hook that I need. Probably could have downed her easily there with the hammer, but I want one or two more chainsaw attacks. You hear the gen banging, that's the distressing and unnerving presence. Just really gives you map knowledge of where they are and what's happening. I don't think there's too many people in that game that can consistently hit those skill checks all the time. I'm not too concerned with this gen in the downstairs level. My main 3 gens was the ones up top. Normally when I do a strategy it's just last gen that I protect, and that's out of the 7 gens I just protect the 3 closest really, and I think these 3 outside ones are the ones that's easiest to protect. I know most all these players are on their death hook now, so I'm just hitting them with my hammer and letting them go, maxing out my brutality. They're really going for this gen. I didn't see her. I was pissed I lost that gen. But this map's so good for this strategy that I still easily can defend those other 3 gens. And if that's her now in her second hook, so I'm just going to max out all my emblems before I actually go and kill anyone. You see my sacrifice emblems probably 70% full. So I probably only really need 2 more hooks, but I won't take a chance this game. I'll hook another 3, and if I feel that one survivor may not have as much points as the other survivors, I'll let them go. I'm thinking at this stage Fang is the survivor who has the least points, because I always seem to find her on the outskirts of the map hiding in bushes, and I always seem to find David King and Adam Francis on gens, and I believe that they're the 2 highest scorers in this game. It's good that you can be in so much control to even do that. I know it's a long game, but I don't think these guys really care about the long game. My opinion, it's better in a short game where you get tunneled and you're out of it in 1 minute or so. It is a game at the end of the day, and they are playing. And they won't leave empty-handed. They'll all at least pip. I know one at least will definitely double pip, whoever gets the most hook rescues. If you really wanted to save up all your Pied Pipers, you could really get a lot of double pips. Really easy strategy and double pipping. Double pips are so hard these days for the killer. I think it's a lot easier for a survivor to double pip. Whereas a killer you have to max all emblems, and for that you really need a long game. I've played against killers there where there's 4 gens left out of the 5 and he's just killing everybody so quickly. There's no way he's going to double pip doing that. I would urge killers that when they're in so much control, go for that double pip, stretch the game out, max all your emblems, and if it starts to get near the end, down to 1-2 gens, and you think you're going to lose the game, well that's when you start killing then. I always find this guy, so I'm thinking I'm going to kill this guy first. Him or David King. I've maxed my destruction. I've all my emblems maxed now. And I know that they all have their Lightbringer emblem and their Boldness emblems all maxed. Add it with a little bit of altruism and a little bit of survival. They've definitely popped. See, I always keep finding her in the pages and all, so I'm not going to kill her first because I feel she's the least points. It's good when you're in so much control that you can actually do this in a game. Just patrolling patiently, waiting for the right survivor to appear. There's Adam Francis. He's the guy I want, but I don't want to be chasing him across the map. If I can get him close enough to my gens, I will take him there. That's the main tip that I would give doing this strategy, is don't get baited into getting chasing someone right across the map, because if you're playing with Survive with friends, you can be sure that they're going to be communicating, saying, I've got him at the other end of the map, get on the gen. I love that quick and quiet. Everybody uses quick and quiet. I don't know why we use that perk. If I've got a chainsaw and I'm about to saw somebody down and they jump in it, I have seen people evade my chainsaw and hits by doing that, but you don't hit R1 to take him out of the locker. You just wait till you see the him coming out of the locker and press R2. It's like the same as catching somebody getting into a hatch or going through a window. I never open a locker once I see someone going in and they know that I've seen them. Once I see them coming out, I just press R2 and catch them. going for my first kill here now. Because this game's going on long enough and everybody's ranked up at least one pup. I believe this guy's got the most points, so but I was wrong. David King, I think, has the most points. But they were all pretty close in the scoring. It was a really high scoring game for everyone. And it'll probably be the easiest double pup that you'll ever get. I thought that things played really strange in this game, so she is. That's why I was thinking Survive with Friends, that she was always trying to bait me into something while the teammates was. I thought David King was fond of these lockers, I don't know why. I know all three of them wasn't on the agenda because you seen Fang getting healed on the survivor status at the bottom left. If I hadn't seen her being healed, I would have been straight out to my gens. I just knew very early in this game that they were playing super cautious, and I have done this strategy where the survivors really valued doing the gen more than being put on death hook themselves, and that's a lot harder whenever you have survivors that's that game that really pushes it that hard. Well, you just have to kill those survivors. And it will be an easy kill because you know they're hanging on to the last second to get as much of the gen done as possible. You'll always get your first hit done super early. But I know I've seen him everywhere I went, so I know he's the highest scorer. Most common place for the hatch to spawn that map. I've had lots of luck many a times with the hatch spawning there. Playing as survivor. I don't know what you could say this map is. Is it killer friendly, or is it survivor friendly, or is it neutral? All the maps on Dead by Daylight, I think you've got like maybe 5-6 really good survivor maps, and then you've got like 5-6 really good killer maps, and then the maps in between are like neutral. Like Auto Hidden Wreckers, really good survivor maps, really pallets everywhere. It's really good for great pallets. There's 3 types of pallets in this game. You have the great pallet, which is It's got low barriers around it, and you can keep your eye on the killer, and you could loop a few times before you throw it down. And then you've got like the intermediate pallets where there's a high rock, but if you look closely you can see the killer's red stain. Those are 50-50. If the killer doubles back, you can't always see which way he's going, and they're dangerous pallets. And then there's the bad pallets then that you don't even, the barriers on both sides are so high. My opinion, they're just throw down pallets. You throw them down as soon as the killer's on you. You don't try and loop those pallets. I'm not a good enough runner to be giving run advice, but I did learn that the hard way, trying to loop real bad pallets. There's throw down pallets, and then there's grit pallets. The grit pallets, if you're playing in a team with a good runner, you're probably better getting downed rather than throwing that pallet down, because a good runner could use that pallet to his advantage, maybe waste minutes of the killer's time. And in auto hidden records, they're just great pallets everywhere. It's a really tough map at times for the killer. Well, this is my final hook now. I probably didn't need to kill Nia here to get me double pip, but I was ensuring it. I know she's pipped. I believe that's a 1-1 situation for everybody. They're 90% in the sacrifice emblem. I've maxed the other 3. Just waiting here now for a friend to find the hatch and escape. Really easy double pip strategy if you save up all your Pied Pipers, and if you're having trouble at the top, but I would try this perk build and this strategy. You know, you're saying, yeah, at the top there's going to be better survivors, but in my opinion, at rank 20, at times it can be just as tough at rank 1, so it can. You seem to get a lot of dirty tactics at the top in this game. I can understand why, because there's lots of gen rushers about. If I play against gen rushers and they're gen rush me and the gens are just going ping ping ping, and you haven't hooked anybody or killed anybody, well, you're going to lose that game. My advice in that game, I'm not a camper or tunneler. The first 4 gens, 5 gens even, once I hook someone, I'll leave that hook and I won't go back to it. They tunnel somebody, or I'll try and get somebody new. But coming up against the gen rush, you really want to be ruthless at the end of the game, because the chances are everybody else is ranking up. All the survivors have already ranked up, and you're the only one that's going to lose. So if you camp at the end whenever the exit gates are opened, or even the last gen, I don't consider that camping. I call that sustaining rank, making sure that you save your game from de-ranking, because everybody else is ranked up, and if them survivors call you a camper for doing, well, they're just trying to manipulate you. At that stage, desperate measures, you got to try anything to save your game. In my opinion, camping's something that you do in the first wave, the first generator, 5 gens to go. Someone that hooks somebody right away and just stands there, well, that's what I consider camping. And then a tunneler's someone who lets them off the hook, stays close by, and then puts the same person on and does that 3 times till the person's dead, just to get an advantage, to make it easier for them. But if you come up against the gen rush and all gens are completed, all but one, and nearly completed, well, you do anything to survive the sustain rank. You do anything to try and save your game, and there's no way anybody will ever tell me that that's camping. Don't know what's keeping this Fang from escaping. She looks a bit confused, this player. Wondering what's happening, why am I not getting killed? But I don't need to kill her, I've already double pipped and I believe she had the lowest score. So I'll let her go. And I was right, she did have the lowest score. She probably double pipped with that escape. I feel David King may have double pipped as well, and the other two, they easily pipped. The thing was top score because of that 5,000 escape bonus that